Grounded is a first-person survival game by the masters over at Obsidian. The game came out officially in 2022 and is still receiving frequent updates to this day. First things first, I'm gonna say it now because everyone knows that this will come up at some point in the video. Grounded is like Honey I Shrunk the Kids meets Minecraft. The Honey I Shrunk the Kids for probably the most obvious reasons, and Minecraft for the adventure, crafting, building, and survival aspects in an open world. Please remember to leave the video a like and to subscribe. It's free and really helps the channel grow. Thank you. You start off as one of these kids. I picked Hoops just because I figured it was like a basketball thing, and I was right. She references a bunch of basketball terms as you play the game.
Ladybug lumbering down the lane.
Anyways, a briefcase is parachuted down from the heavens into the backyard and opens to reveal you, shrunken down inside, the size of an ant. You do some main quest stuff which leads you to a lab under a big ass tree. You find a little annoying robot named Burgle. You blew some shit up earlier, and that messed up his memory. So now all the game tells you is that you must find 3 memory chips scattered across the backyard that will allow Burgle to assist you in becoming normal size again. I gotta point out that I haven't beaten the game yet. I've had this video planned for over a year now, but I've really gotten hooked on the gameplay loop. I have 2 worlds. One is 2 days, 10 hours, and the other one is 123 days. Just like Minecraft, beating Grounded isn't really the point. You can beat it, but the whole purpose is to explore, build, get stronger, and survive. Obsidian keeps updating the game with new features and insects, so I think making a video on the game is needed. They've released some rather large updates in May of last year, when I initially wrote this script, and added a creative mode to the game which adds even more ways to play. But we'll talk about the main game itself. You'll find little scientist field stations as you roam around the world. They have 3 useful gadgets. It'll have a resource surveyor, which will allow you to scan the map that you've explored to find more resources that you've previously discovered. It'll also have an ASL terminal, which contains your side quests and upgrades. Upgrades can be new items that you can craft or different skills that you can equip in your status menu. And what I think is most important is the resource analyzer. Entering any item with a mark next to it will allow you to see all of the different items that use it as a crafting material. This is crucial to filling out your craft menu. I recommend scanning everything that you come across. Obsidian really thought of everything. Of course, there are ants, ladybugs, aphids, and all the other boring stuff, but there are also termites, mosquitoes, and even spiders who act as mini-bosses. Aside from bugs in the backyard, you also come across common small items that just tower over you, like a juice box or a pack of mints. These large items, like the mints, can be mined so that you can use them in your arsenal. Like for the mints, you can bust them open using a busting tool, which is basically a type of hammer. There are other tools like axes and shovels, and weapons like swords, great swords, and even bows and arrows. The tools are also used as weapons since some bugs are weak to certain attack patterns which are unique to each weapon type. Speaking of bugs, this is a slight spoiler but something to keep in mind. A certain type of bug can seek vengeance and orchestrate an attack on your home base.
They're attacking our zone.
It is essential to keep killing new types of bugs so you can use their parts for new items and armor. The backyard has passive and aggressive bugs. Passive like the weevil, aphid, ladybug, asterisk on that one, that won't harm you under normal circumstances. Aggressive ones like the mites, spiderlings, and red soldier ants will attack you on sight. I put an asterisk over the ladybug because they fall under a different condition. They'll attack you if you attack them first, or bees. They'll leave you alone if you're not near their hive. Something that happened to me pretty early on was I began focusing too much on the objectives and less on the survival and building aspect. I came close to rage quitting until I had to take a step back. I built out my base to give myself some more room. Instead of scrounging for dewdrops, I made a collector so I don't die of thirst as well. Made some armor to venture out for my next objective. A huge tip that I wish I knew when I first started is that you should scour any new area for unique materials, run them through the analyzer, build new shit, craft new gear, and prepare to complete your objective, because using the basic materials, you'll struggle. It's like playing Minecraft using only wood tools and meat armor. Remember this. Any new area will provide you the means in which to survive it. Early on, as you acquaint yourself with the backyard, you'll come across tough enemies, like the orb weaver and bombardier beetle. They'll kick your ass as soon as you come across them. But the loop is that you get stronger gear so you can kill stronger enemies, which then allows you to get even stronger gear. The orb weavers and bombardier beetles, for me, are now like any other small insect and don't pose a threat. So now I can focus on wolf spiders and black ox beetles instead. A very important mechanic is levels. Each enemy type and gear type has a level assigned to it. 1 through 3. Level 1 enemies are easier to take out and their parts allow you to craft level 1 gear. But as you kill stronger bugs, get higher level gear, they allow you to collect higher level items as well. Like clay is collected using a level 1 shovel, but chewing gum is collected using a level 2 shovel, and so on. A very, very nice touch is that you don't need to craft broken gear again. In Grounded, I believe every item that can break can be repaired. You use a small number of the materials to just top up the durability and keep that same item. It's awesome, especially since you can upgrade your gear and weapons, but that's another can of worms. No pun intended. One more thing with gear. Crafting these different armor types will give you different bonuses, like an increased resistance to certain elements, but using an armor set will give you another buff. For example, when I'm going to start building up my base and preparing to collect grass, I put on the red ant armor, since each piece of armor will allow me to carry an extra blade of grass. Holy crap! Dude, when I first started building this place, you could carry 4, and then each piece of armor would give you 1 more, so you can carry 7. I just touched on it, but another layer of the game is elemental weapons, which I was not expecting. You can use mint to create mint weapons that deal fresh damage. Same with spicy foods and spicy weapons, and you guessed it, it deals fire damage. When you use your peeping goggles, which is really just cupping your hands around your eyes, it lets you see the strengths and weaknesses of whatever insect that you're looking at, which includes weapon or elemental types. By using, I just press Y, it shows I killed 3 of them and they're weak. Their legs are weak specifically to, where the f did they go? So they're resistant to stabbing, salty and spicy, and their weakness to busting and fresh. Let's talk about building while we're here. It does this aspect of the game in an awesome and unique way. Entering the building menu, it'll show you different structures that you can build, which can vary from walls and floors to lamps and trophies that you can hang in your base. Why the f would you want that? The thing that makes this unique is that you can place down blueprints that you want to build even if you don't have the materials to build it yet. This works hand in hand with the nearby pallets of resources. Most of the stuff that I'm building uses grass or stems, and there are grass and stem pallets, meaning that they can hold the resource instead of having them all over the floor. Plus, a bonus with this is that when I approach a building blueprint that I placed, it will search my inventory, any items that I may be carrying, nearby chests, or even nearby pallets to allow me to place them to complete that blueprint and finish the build. I found myself moving pallets into grass and stem rich environments to fill them up, and then move it back to my base to continue building. If grass and stems aren't your style, they also have mushroom and brick blocks that you can build. If you go the brick route, they are mined from clay that you can find near most watery areas. This is where the resource surveyor comes in handy, because you can choose clay and then the map will show you exactly where all the clay is in the backyard. It'll keep respawning, so you can create zip lines to get there quicker to farm more often. Let's talk about the zip lines now. As of this video, there are no mounts in the game, but the game doesn't really expect you to run around everywhere. I've made platforms stretching across the backyard so I can run over the grass and get straight to my objective, but you don't really have to do this. There are zip lines. I've used a couple and they are very versatile. You can make string out of spider webs and then have the zip lines cover large distances going either up or down. Longer lines require more spider webs, but once you start slapping orb weavers, spider web becomes pretty easy to come by. This leads into something that I was a bit disappointed by. I wish there was a way to farm. Playing Terraria, you can make potions out of different plants and you can set up farms to grow these plants, so you can make potions quite frequently. Even in Minecraft, you can farm for wheat and even use spawners to get endless resources. Are spawners still in Minecraft? I don't even fucking know. In Grounded, I wish there was a way to farm even simple things like aphids or red ant eggs. I know there is technically a farming method to let you get sprigs, but that's not really what I mean. There are blueberries in the hedge area, and I think it would be pretty dope if you could grow in your own little blueberry farm without having to venture over there to get some. Something that adds to the farming comment is that there are different stations that you can build, like a cookery, a jerky rack, smoothie station, etc. Some are glorified crafting stations that just allow you to combine different items in unique ways and have a specific job. Like the smoothie station is this game's version of potions, which gives you a buff in health, stamina, attack power, and so on. But others, like the jerky rack or the mill, will have you waiting for it to do its intended job. The jerky rack has you hanging up small bugs to turn them into jerky, or drying out blueberries to turn them into leather to be used in crafting. The mill turns fiber into rope and spiderweb into string. Anyways, I can talk about this game all day. It really is special. And I think you hearing me going on and on, you can see just how much someone can get engulfed in all the possibilities. And the awesome thing is I've dropped and picked up this game multiple times. I've stopped playing and then returned like weeks later, and after 2 minutes of remembering the controls, I'm right back in the loop. Check out the game. It's not the prettiest game ever made, but it truly is fun to play. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave the video a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you loved it. I'm on Twitter or X at SilverJS and Instagram at JSSilver. 3s for the E's. I also have a Patreon where I post my unedited script readings, including this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe. Doors, windows. Okay, this guy. Okay, dude. Piss off.
Fuck. Annoying.
Did you just swear?